The Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. Despite being allies during World War II, the two superpowers emerged with vastly different ideologies and goals. The US, a capitalist democracy, and the USSR, a communist state, became locked in a global struggle for dominance. Instead of direct military confrontation, the Cold War was characterized by proxy wars, espionage, propaganda, and an arms race. The Cold War had a profound impact on global politics, economics, and culture. The fear of nuclear war loomed large, shaping international relations and influencing domestic policies in both the US and the USSR. At the heart of the Cold War was a fundamental clash of ideologies: capitalism versus communism. The United States championed capitalism, an economic system based on private ownership, free markets, and individual liberty. The Soviet Union, conversely, advocated for communism, an ideology promoting state control of resources and a classless society. The US saw the spread of communism as a threat to its national security and economic interests. The Soviets believed that capitalism was inherently exploitative and prone to crises. This clash of ideologies shaped the Cold War narrative, turning it into a battle for the hearts and minds of people worldwide. Throughout the Cold War, several critical events brought the world to the brink of a full-blown conflict. One such event was the Berlin blockade from 1948 to 1949, where the Soviet Union blocked access to West Berlin. The US responded with the Berlin airlift, supplying West Berliners with food and necessities for over a year. Another pivotal moment was the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, where the Soviet Union placed nuclear missiles in Cuba. President John F. Kennedy and Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev negotiated a peaceful resolution. Beyond these confrontations, the Cold War rivalry extended to space exploration, culminating in the US Apollo 11 mission in 1969. Section 4: Faces of the Cold War leaders who shaped the era. The Cold War was shaped by the personalities and policies of several key leaders. On the US side, President John F. Kennedy's firm stance during the Cuban Missile Crisis made him a defining figure. President Ronald Reagan's anti-communist rhetoric and role in escalating the arms race also left a significant mark. On the Soviet side, Nikita Khrushchev's leadership was marked by periods of both tension and détente with the West. These leaders played crucial roles in navigating the complexities of the Cold War and ultimately determined its outcome. Section 5: The Shadow of Armageddon, Nuclear Weapons, and the Arms Race. One of the most defining aspects of the Cold War was the constant threat of nuclear annihilation. Both the US and the USSR engaged in a relentless arms race, amassing vast arsenals of nuclear weapons. The concept of mutually assured destruction, or MAD, emerged, where any nuclear attack would lead to mutual destruction. This doctrine, while terrifying, ironically served as a deterrent against a full-scale nuclear conflict. The immense cost of maintaining and expanding nuclear arsenals also placed a significant strain on the economies of both superpowers. Section 6: The Fall of the Wall, the End of an Era and its Legacy. The Cold War finally came to an end in the late 1980s and early 1990s, marked by a series of momentous events. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolized the crumbling of the Iron Curtain and the weakening grip of communist regimes in Eastern Europe. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the definitive end of the Cold War. With the collapse of the communist superpower, the US emerged as the sole remaining superpower, ushering in a new era of global politics. The Cold War serves as a reminder of the fragility of peace and the importance of diplomacy, dialogue, and understanding in navigating international relations.